as artists, it can be easy to get burned out, but it's also completely up to you and me not to. When you get a sec, I want you to search, "Sorry I haven't posted in a while." Just type that in, see what you get back. You will get a ton of videos with that title. It's a thing. Honestly, how many of your favorite YouTubers out there have you seen do the "Sorry I haven't posted in a while" speech? I got burnt out, I had to take a break, had to take some time to myself, not even sure I want to do this anymore, guys, I'm not doing so well. Like, not to look down on anybody for getting to your limit and tapping out. Like, you can't know your limit until you find your limit. Granted, I'm just saying, if you build in time for yourself in the first place, like built-in breaks that you take for yourself, it's possible to keep from breaking yourself in the first place. Take your breaks or get broken. Welcome to Something I'm Learning. Welcome to the season 1 finale of Something I'm Learning, I should say. I'd like to first acknowledge the one subscriber I'm closing out my season 1 with. I am very grateful to you. You don't even have to respond or anything if you don't want to. The support you've already given by being my first subscriber is quite enough. You broke the coldest, hardest ice any artist faces when we launch something new on a platform with no followers. Particularly if you do it like me and don't tell any friends or family about your new projects. Like, yeah. I just want to thank you for being brave enough to see a subscriber count of exactly 0 and deciding to click the subscribe button anyway. Like, that's something you alone did, whoever you are. And I thank you. Most people need to see that something is hot in the opinion of many other people before they feel it's okay for them to support a thing too. But apparently that's not the case with you. You stepped right up to the door of my channel and clicked the red button when no one else in history had ever done so. That's incredibly dope. You are incredibly generous, and I hope I've been able to share a few things this season that have made that vote of confidence for a total stranger and fellow artist in the creative community worth it for you. So, subscriber number 1, wherever you are, whoever you are, keep rising. If you're new, Something I'm Learning is a show that I do every week for creatives like myself who may need a bedtime story to fall asleep by or whatever. No, it's for anyone creative, working creatives, aspiring artists, whatever your level of development or accomplishment is so far. I record my little drives to remind you that there are other people out here struggling in similar ways that you may be struggling. The war of art, if I may borrow from Stephen Pressfield, it can sometimes be a lonely one. And you can wonder whether you're weird for pursuing it. But my show is dedicated to reminding you that you're not alone. There are many of us out here who run up against the same challenges that you do on a daily basis, trying to stay creative, trying to execute on that creativity and share what it is you have in your heart and see in your mind with the world at large. The way I define creativity is anyone who creates things from thoughts. And if that's you, writer, photographer, choreographer, musician, music producer, painter, visual artist, filmmaker, screenwriter, know that you are an important part of this human society that we are fortunate enough to embrace for however many years that we get to walk this big blue marble floating through space. Like, your job is one of the most important on earth if you're working creative. You help people survive life. I was talking with my dad a little earlier today, and we were remarking on what I believe is a Winston Churchill quote, where someone, I'm going to misquote this because I don't remember the exact circumstances under which the quote was made, but someone somehow suggested that they cut the funding for arts or something having to do with the creative community. And his response was something like, then what in the world are we fighting for? You know, like, art is that important. Like, people work their day jobs so that they can be at a music show this weekend. You know, what people endure some of the most grueling and mundane, repetitive tasks to put food on the table, but also all day they're just biding their time for when they can get home and change and, you know, take someone they love out to see a movie that you or I may have had some contribution to. And during that day, they're often, if it's allowed, listening to music that maybe you or I wrote, or maybe they're scrolling through and enjoying a painting or a photo that perhaps you took. This is the stuff that's getting people to the next hour, to the next day, to the next month, to the next year, to the next decade. So yeah, at the risk of having too long an intro here, that's what something I'm learning is all about. Just a little reminder, and hopefully a source of calm and winding down for you at the end of what may have been a challenging day. Which brings me back to burnout. As far as I can tell from observing other YouTubers over the years, just being a fan, other artists as well that I've seen do these burnout videos where they're like, oh man, I'm so sorry. There's often no thought to, well, how long am I going to do this before I take a break? And so my idea is, why not start from the very beginning, setting that expectation such that you're not just uploading and releasing thing after thing after thing. The idea being that you start off from the very beginning setting expectations for people who decide to follow you, you know. Set it in seasons such that people understand, okay, here's the first season, and your fans will understand that you haven't gone anywhere. It's just you're in between seasons. And hold on, sit tight until they hear from you again. Most of the conventional wisdom I've seen out there about starting a YouTube channel in particular advises a consistent cadence that you do not let up under any circumstances in order to appease the algorithm, so to speak. And from what I understand, you're looking at about 4 months straight that the algorithm is looking for you to consistently upload. before you start getting sent any reasonable amount of traffic. But what that does is put YouTubers who are starting off on a hamster wheel of death. Like, you know, don't even think about stopping once you've started. You know, for 6 months to a year of consistent uploading, which is pretty insane. For me, if that's what it takes to pull maximum audience, you know, then I guess I just won't have maximum audience, and I'm 100% fine with that, because I know the few people that I do reach will find something of value in what I'm sharing, and they will be willing to enjoy 13 episodes and understand that in between that season and the next 13 episodes I decide to do, I'm off recharging. You know, I'm off doing other things and experiencing life, and maybe even taking these drives without the added element of filming them and saying something somewhat intelligent, which is very difficult for me to do. It's something that I think people who have honestly connected with you and see what you're trying to do and gather some value from it or enjoy the company won't mind at all. Won't mind waiting for the next season, in the same way that old television shows in the Hollywood tradition took breaks over the summer, and you expect the season premiere to happen sometime in September. The other advantage to building in time off from the very beginning is that it sets you up for time you can enrich your perspective. Like, anytime you change your routine, you're bound to learn things that you wouldn't have had you stayed in the same routine. And then the third advantage that I see with building in breaks, having built-in breaks from the beginning, is based on a very old quote, a very old, often repeated phrase: absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't know who said that, but I think that saying has survived for a reason. When it's been a while since you've seen a good friend of yours, you do feel a little something different in your heart when you see them again. You know, there's a different quality of joy that you experience when you are reunited with someone who you have good feelings about. And so I'm hoping that you may have that same experience when I fire up season 2 in September. I believe it's going to be September 25th. And we'll be back on the road. Take your breaks or get broken. That's something I'm learning. Till the next time we talk, I wish you a good long break from your routine so you can reset your soul, refresh your perspective, and have even more to share when you return. I wish you patient fans who will wait for you and welcome you back with open arms. I wish you foresight to know when it's about time you chilled out and took the time you need to yourself. I wish you a great summer, because I'm going to miss these drives with you for the 3 months that we won't be riding together. But no, I'm still thinking about you. I wish you 100,000 more sunsets. I wish you heart flutters and stomach butterflies. And the love you deserve.